Hey, this is Michelle coming to you with some kitchen inspiration. I'm making a family favorite. I really love this recipe. It's called chicken cordon bleu casserole. And I'm using my Brilliance 9-inch square pan. This piece I love because it locks on here and it makes an airtight seal so you can store it in the fridge that way. You do not put that piece into the oven, the lid, but the bottom of course goes in the oven. So it's a 9-inch square. It's like that bluish color on the outside. I have some chicken breasts in here. Actually, they're chicken tenderloins because that's what I had in my freezer. And I'm going to decorate them. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put some ham on. I always use honey ham. I just like the flavor of it, so it's up to you. Why can't I get this open? Can't get these edges open. It's really funny. It says pull here, but then it doesn't separate. Guess I need a scissor. Trusty professional shears to the rescue. All right. So we're going to layer. Now, sometimes when people see cordon bleu, they think that means blue cheese, but it actually does not mean that. It's like from the cordon bleu school of chef school or whatever. It's not blue cheese. So if you don't like blue cheese, don't stress because this is not a blue cheese recipe. I love blue cheese, but we're not doing that. All right, so we're going to put a layer of ham on here. I might just, since I already touched all this, I'm going to stick it on. Okay. And then I've got some Swiss cheese. This one opens up. Yay. So we're going to put a layer of Swiss cheese on. So this is a high protein recipe, right? Chicken, ham, and Swiss. Supposed to use shredded Swiss, but why? When you can just use pieces and it's super easy, right? Okay. All right, so next step is we're going to take the twist and chop. I'm going to adjust this a little so you can... Sorry, it's not adjusting well. I was hoping I was going to adjust better than that. And I'm going to take some club crackers. Whoops. Club crackers. I'm sorry that my thing is not cooperating. So I'm going to take some club crackers. You're supposed to have about a cup of cracker crumbs. It's not an exact science when you're doing cracker crumbs. So I'm going to throw in about half of this sleeve. And this is a really important thing. Don't try to use saltines. Make sure you use club crackers because they taste different. They're like buttery flavored, and that's important for the recipe. All right, and throw in that. And then a couple tablespoons, 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. One. So my twist and chop, I love this thing. Honestly, I used my food chopper every day for 25 years. And then this twist and chop came, and I think I've taken my food chopper out of the closet once in the past 7 months. This thing is so much faster. It will really, really save you time in your kitchen. All right, so you put that on. I don't know, that was like 10 seconds, right? You can chop an onion in literally 5 seconds. So I love this thing. It's amazing. And it's super easy to clean too, which is nice. All right, let's pull this back over here. So you just take this blade out. The reason this works so well is the blade works its way up and down while it's spinning around in a circle. Let's make sure we got all that out of there. If you buy this, get our little mini mix and scraper because it fits right in here. You can see how it goes right around. So it's the perfect thing for cleaning that out for you. All right, so we're going to cover that. And I already preheated my oven to 350. And so then you're going to take a couple tablespoons of butter and put them over the top of this. This is not a low-calorie recipe, but it's a really good one. So I'm making with baked potato and some vegetables. It's also good. You could also serve it with mashed potatoes, but I didn't feel like eating mashed potatoes, so we're just doing a baked potato. And the nice thing about the baked potato is this is going to go in the oven in a little bit. So now I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the oven for about 35 minutes at 350, okay? And then we're going to make the sauce. The sauce is the magic. All right, so that's going in my oven. My baked potato is already in there. Let me set my timer. Okay, so we're going to make the sauce. So I started the sauce. I took my 3-quart saucepan, which is my stainless nonstick. Okay, I love this. Oops, sorry that. Okay, so and I melted a couple tablespoons of butter in there. And now I'm going to put in a couple tablespoons of flour. So it's 3 tablespoons of butter and 3 tablespoons of flour. There we go. So let me put my 3 tablespoons of flour in. 1, 2. So basically we're making a white cream sauce, okay? It's going to have some extra flavoring in here to make it really good. So I'm using my stainless silicone sauce whisk. Okay, so the silicone on here, so you can use it right in your frying pan. It's not an issue. It works really well. I need to turn this temperature down a bit. As the next thing we're going to put in is some milk. And it's a cup of milk. So you want to have this kind of on a low temperature, okay? Low to medium low. Put in a cup of milk. And you kind of want to whisk while you're putting it in so it doesn't get all lumpy, okay? So we whisked our flour into our butter so to get a nice like roux. Now we're mixing in our milk, okay? And then the next thing that's going in is some chicken broth. Half, a half, and 1. Okay. So a half a cup of chicken broth. Okay, and then a half a tablespoon, whoops, sorry, this wasn't open. I didn't realize it wasn't open, of Dijon mustard. This is a brand new jar. So I'm going to use a half a tablespoon. Sorry, just trying to make sure I had it in the right spot. Half a tablespoon of that. And 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, okay? Always make sure you shake that because it settles on the bottom. And then we're just gonna kind of whisk this until it gets kind of thick. We don't want it super, super thick, but we do want to whisk it till it gets a little bit thick, okay? And then when the chicken part of the dish comes out of the oven, after 35 minutes, make sure you check your chicken to see that it is, you know, clear. It's cooked all the way through and the juices are clear and the top should be like brown and crispy. Then you're going to take this sauce and pour it over the top. Okay, and that's basically the whole recipe. It's very easy to do and it's really yummy. I've actually fed this to guests more than once. I've doubled it and put it in a 9 by 13 size pan and fed it to guests and they really liked it. So it's